Oh, Delia, oh, Deli, oh, Delia, oh, Delia, oh, Deli, oh, Delia, oh, Delia, oh, Deli, oh, Delia.
God. I have like goosebumps all over my arms. You can't see them right now, but I'm like tearing up. This is, thank you. Shalva Makharashvili family, Kuzmich family, yes, Ori Shalva is in the house here at 918 Bathurst. It's my pleasure to have you guys here. It's a little weird to be so far away from you, not even because of the pandemic, but normally, when we get together, our families, we're all around with a single, our table, you know, whether it's your table or my table, we're always sort of sitting around the same space. But at the same time, you know, I'm so grateful to be hearing this concert for one in this beautiful space. Let's jump into things. Like, how has the pandemic been for you guys? You guys are all living together. I imagine it's either really awesome or you're driving each other insane.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about it. Like, how have you guys been singing during this whole thing?
Not really. No.
Well, I wouldn't say that. We did the Georgian workshop for a lot of the first part. A lot of the first part of the quarantine, which actually got us singing a little more than we did before, I think.
And that was a good school for us. I must say that.
And I'll say, yeah. And on top of that, because we were doing that, I guess it got the word out that we were singing, and we got asked to do all sorts of little gigs here and there because we, of course, are, you know, we are our own bubble, and so we could sing and perform.
We love life. We love being close to one another. Sometimes it's a challenge, but I think most of the time we're doing quite well.
Why don't you guys sing us another one?
All right. Yeah, why don't we do a nice, fun love song? That comes from Guria, Black Sea.
And it features?
And features Chonguri. And you
kind of like a banjo.
Couple of ways.
Georgian banjo.
Exactly right. Yes. So we'll try to perform that for you.
I could definitely feel the love in that one, for sure. How did your guys' love for this traditional music start? I mean I know Bachi, you kind of grew up with it in your home in Georgia, but your kids were born in Canada, and Andrea, your background is Ukrainian. Maybe all of you could tell me a little bit about your into the music.
Well, my mother, I had to blame her first, age of 4. Blame in a good way. I love her for that because I found most of my friends and family through music, and I was blessed with my children because we didn't really have to work too hard for them to love what we did. Yeah. They were with us all the time. Every rehearsal, they shared, they played their little toys, and they did little kid things, but they've heard us 3 hours per rehearsal. So then the time came, they just opened their mouths up and they start singing. So both of us were like, wow. So yeah, it's called blessing, and we are.
But it's interesting because Bachi came here with the choir in 1999, and then he met up with the choir that I was in at the time, which was a grassroots community choir called Darbazi. Mm-hmm. And well, we sang some weird songs compared to the songs they knew. So they were sort of like under the Soviet.
Weird Georgian songs, you mean?
Yeah, weird Georgian songs. Oh, we only sang Georgian songs. So when we first met, we would get together, and they would sing one song and we'd sing one song, and back and forth it went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we couldn't speak English.
Yeah, we basically couldn't speak to each other.
Sang.
And just
so you spoke through song.
Yeah.
I don't know what she meant about weird songs that we were singing, but I must say that time when I left Georgia, choirs were more formal. You know what I mean? They were not too open for improvisations and doing this and that. Everybody felt that they had to be, every note that we sang had to be perfect. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But then before we came here, we actually understood that wasn't only one way to sing. So we explored that, of course, singing with the dissonance. And we start, instead of a choir, we start singing 3 of us together, 2 of us, even one to do the solo and experience different kind of a singing.
And is that, Andrea, is that what drew you to Georgian music, that kind of experimentation, or what was it? Because you don't have Georgian roots.
That's a good question, yeah. I got into Georgian music in 1995, 96 or something like that, when I started singing with Darbazi, and it was like once every 2 weeks, and it was, for me, it was just like, oh yeah, let me get my guttural voice loud and practice that thing, because I came into music late. I really wanted to do music, but I have a degree in economics originally. I worked in health administration overseas, and I wanted to get into music, so I was like, okay, and I identified just with the sound, but this sound really wasn't traditional Georgian. It was Canadian singing Georgian, so I have to clear that up too. Anyways,
I still loved it.
Yeah, the thing is, though, we actually had a chance to go to Georgia in 1997, and that was it, you know, because what I experienced in Georgia was exceptional. I was introduced to scholars and real heavy singers of the music, people who were trying to revive even the chanting tradition before it was legally allowed to be revived. And I was sitting at a table with them, and I was experiencing the music in context of the supra, which is the traditional feast. And the supra is not just defined by singing and people eating together, but by toasts. And there's a whole series of toasts. I mean, there's like at least 20 toasts, you know. And
that's before you get drunk.
You know, and well, the idea though is that you're supposed to not drink too much, because you always have to contribute to the toast. You're not allowed to drink until you've contributed to the toast. Of course,
and do you mean like contributing vocally? Like, would you sing your contribution, or would you say your contribution?
First you say and then you sing.
Yeah, yeah, you'd have to say it, even if it's just like to say Gabo Makharashvili.
No, you need to express your.
Ideally, yeah, you'd express yourself. But of course, we didn't know that. So, and I was not a drinker. I never drank until I went to Georgia, and so you know, people would be making these toasts, and they were like, so beautiful. They were so powerful. And I was like, yeah, I'm drinking. And then the next person would, I'm like, yeah, I'm drinking. So I got drunk a little too quickly. Plus I had no tolerance. Luckily the wine was organic and was much lower in alcohol content. So thank goodness for that.
Well, can you guys maybe sing us something that we would hear around the table at a supra? Like, what would be something that would be traditional in that scenario? Could you sing us something?
Absolutely.
So this would be a traditional toast. Let's say let's toast our meeting, our gathering today. You know,
I'll drink to that.
Our chance to be together, to share music, to share the love in our heart through music, to share the essence of who we are through music, and to share it with everybody who's going to hear this later on, and to be thankful for this actually happening, and the memories that this is going to make now and that we're going to have in our future, and keep us going for the future. So this is to our gathering, and
Omar, just to our gathering. It's important because we're people, and we need other people to feel that we're people. And I love that. Thank you, guys, for inviting us here, because it is a pleasure to be part of, again, wonderful thing called music. So thank you. Omar, just to our meeting. Omar, just.
The last time that we saw each other was on the steps of your mother-in-law's house.
Yep.
And we came over, as we do every year, to carol for one another.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I remember you telling me that over the course of this pandemic that you also had some low times as well as some good times.
Yes, sir.
And this one image is it's burned in my memory of you in your basement, alone, drinking wine, making toasts to yourself or to your imaginary guests. I don't know what it was.
I have guests all the time. It's they're with me always.
But tell me a little bit about that, about like that moment. And I know a lot of people, they hear this music and there's so much weight that you can feel. You know, you just brought me to tears singing something that is a well-wishing, and I know that there's a lot more behind that. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I experienced that actually way before pandemic. Luca was about 4 years of age, and Andrea and Luca traveled to Georgia for 2 months, and I got really lonely. In a couple of weeks, I realized how empty the place was without Luca and Andrea. So not violently, but deep in my heart with myself, I kind of, I was talking to myself, not out loud like a crazy man, but just, you know, when you relax and sit down and think about life, friends, family, what you want to do, and so on and so on. And it happened. It was actually no wine, but the vodka thing kind of opened up, and then I made a toast, and I liked it. There was my own voice in the room, quite pleasant. So I did a couple of shots. Of course, I toasted my parents to our Lord and to peace and to greatness. And then I got up and I made a toast for people who passed away and they're not here with us no more. And I treated that as people were around me. And that kind of helped me out, you know, for some time. Then I realized that was a really bad thing to do all the time. You couldn't do that. It's silly, right? But the funniest part was the first time when she saw me coming down. I still remember she was coming. It's in a house now, not in the apartment. She's coming down from upstairs, and then I'm in the kitchen, and I'm standing up, and I'm making the serious toast, and I'm cheering everybody. And then she looks at me, and then I look at her, the glass in my hand, and she goes, "Oh my God," and very quietly goes back. And I just continued. That gave me some momentum to do it more. And I knew that I wasn't crazy and I wasn't losing my mind. It's a very personal question that I asked me, by the way. You asked me. But I don't have the urge to hide something like that because it's so close to me. Not the alcohol, but that feeling. First of all, like a human being, first of all. That's how I felt. And I didn't want to feel empty. That got me to drinking alone a little bit. And then I don't do that too often anymore. I don't have to, but I think number one thing was a nostalgia. Am I saying that right? That word? Yeah. Nostalgia. That was the one that got me. But for me, it started good. It went a little bit bad, and then the bad went away. And thanks to my family and friends, good ones that I have. From my memory, it stayed, and it always will stay as one of the greatest memories of my life. It definitely will. I know some people hate alcohol, and I absolutely respect and understand that. But for that moment in my life, it kind of did good and bad, and I thank God that I understood that bad, and I'm on a good path, I hope.
It sounds like it.
That is my answer to you, my friend.
Well, let me hear something you're in the mood for right now. What's the mood right now in the Makharashvili family?
My mood would be this go 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 go
Guys, that was, that's your mood right now.
Yeah. Because that's a love song about a girl that has black eyes. I don't know, she doesn't have black eyes, but she's my girl, so I'm allowed to do that. So that's how I feel. This song brings lots of love to me because this was one of the songs that I learned at an early age, 5, 6, something like that. So he's been with me forever.
Oh, I remember the first time he sang it to me.
Oh, I think
he sang it to me. It was in a park. He just sang it to me, and I was like,
You little lovebird.
You melted. You melted immediately.
Absolutely.
I don't know about melting, but you know, she liked it.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
boys, I wanna turn to you guys a little bit. What does it feel like to have grown up with this? I mean, I know, like Luca, there's times when I have come over to your guys' house, and I remember you're like upstairs, like making beats in FL Studio or something, and now you've started your own journey studying vocal jazz at Humber. So you have these sort of like different parts of it. What has growing up in this tradition been for you?
Yeah, I felt a lot less constricted because I had these two great resources right here to walk me through a lot of challenges that music brings at an early age, and it helped me grow my confidence a lot.
It's like you guys have almost lived this, I don't know, like 100 years of life in music in such a short amount of time. I know, like Gabo, we were joking beforehand how every time I come over and I go, hey Gabo, how's it going? What's up? And you're like, hey man, how's the family? How's that? You working out? What's going on? Ooh, you know. You good? You eating?
It was, well, the reason why I act like that because you are to me, I feel like you're my family. I feel like you've been a person in my life since I could remember, and since I've been singing. I remember you and my mom just having a great time and singing Ukrainian songs. When I was younger, I would go to the rehearsals, right? There was this one rehearsal I remember. It was a very long time ago. We were in Dufferin Park. They were inside this place, and I just remember playing with little cars on this board, and then I hear them singing. I was like, what is this? I want to go hear this now, right? And I just fell in love with it, and I just started singing, and then they helped me, and they've guided me through more than I could ever imagine. And it's insane.
I never hear them talk this way. I never hear them talk this way.
What? So it sounds like we got to hang out a little bit
I
more.
love singing with these two.
I
I'm telling
have
you.
no problem with that.
I don't want them to hear that I praise my children. I don't, because you're no good, okay? You gotta be better. But as an adult, guy who has a family, I love singing with them. Every time they open their mouth, I actually want to stand beside them. I'm so proud to just sing with them, anytime, any day, anywhere.
Well, listen, man, you got a lot to be proud of.
Thank you.
Boys, we're proud of you too, for sure. Thank you so much for singing for me, for singing for us.
Great.
Here tonight. I wonder if you guys would sing one more song for us.
Sure. Last one was from KEXP, one of my favorite places on earth, and I think why don't we do another KEXP song? Sure. It's a dance happy song called Sachido. Ori Shalva Bachi Shenichiri mezzamakharab Shenichiri mezzamakharab Korshavarden sagevakharab Marjos!
Go Marjos!
Today, Gabo Marjos!
Gabo Marjos!